Bonjour à tous, Stéphanie Perrin of Le Printemps des Études from Paris. Welcome to Esomar Update.
Welcome to Esomar Update. This week, Kim is joined by Crispin with exciting industry news. Alfonso, Claudio and Ray Pointer share the largest Esomar news and activities. And Valentina will be connecting to our member in focus, Jonathan Lay from Singapore.
Welcome everyone to this new segment, Industry Updates. And I'm really pleased to be joined by Crispin, who wants to tell us a little bit about 250 people who have just been awarded as global innovators for the industry. Crispin, welcome. And could you tell us a little bit more about this initiative?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic initiative and brilliant on Esomar for supporting and MTAB for kicking the whole thing off. And it really has recognized from all over the world a complete diverse mix of people from academia, from associations, from client side or enterprises, if you like, to agencies, to CEOs, marketing directors, people who are leading our industry, leading in insights, leading in innovation, and helping to drive forwards what we do, which is so fantastic because so often we have doom and gloom and negativity. So having MTAB and Esomar championing a diverse group of people from all around the world, Australia, America, Africa, Europe, who are helping our industry is something I think is great to celebrate. And I'm delighted to see the initiative going ahead.
It's amazing. And Crispin, for those who want to know who have actually, received this coveted award, where can we find out who has actually been awarded this amazing status? And where can we find out why they were chosen to be part of this list?
Yeah, well, all the details are on a website, which is insight250.com. And there, I've been onto it this morning, actually, and it's fantastic. You can search by company, by name, by country, by whether it's an agency or a client. So it's a great site, and I was fascinated to be scrolling through and looking at all the different people on the list. So it's great to see, and lots of them I didn't know. Lots of them I did know. So it's nice to learn more about more people who are leading in different corners of the world in our industry.
Yeah, it's amazing to have this opportunity to really have this showcase of the global diversity and, as you say, our future and current leaders of the industry. So, as you've heard, 250 people to discover. Maybe one of them is your friend. So go check it out, and hopefully you can celebrate with us all of these wonderful achievers. Thank you so much, Crispin, for joining us today.
Yeah, Kim, there's possibly one other thing to say, which is also I noticed on the site you can now nominate people for 2020. So if there's someone that people think hasn't been included in the list and should be on there in the future, and certainly I've thought of a few, then people can go on and start nominating straight away, because I think this is going to be an ongoing thing, which is fantastic, because we need more celebrations of people working hard in our industry.
I can only but fully concur. Thank you, Crispin. So indeed, check out the website, nominate who you think should be part of the next list. And thank you again, Crispin, for joining us today.
It's a pleasure, Kim. Thanks.
It wouldn't be Esomar News without some updates from our content and events team, because there's a lot happening in that particular area. So I'm pleased to be joined by Alfonso, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the International Market Research Day campaign coming up, but also some of the upcoming deadlines. Alfonso, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Kim. Delighted, as usual, to be here with you. And today is the deadline of the call for a speaker for our upcoming flagship event, Visions and Values. So I invite the whole industry, all of you, to tell of your stories and to take the Esomar podium to speak on the 23rd of June. If you don't have enough time, of course, you may be thinking in the Insights Festival. So we have extended the deadline for the 7th of May. So you still have time to send us your proposal. And of course, it will not be an update if I not invite you as well on a spotlight event. On this 28th of April, we are launching one of the most prestigious awards of the industry, the Research Effectiveness Award. So we will have the opportunity to revisit those winners from 2020 and invite you the industry to submit your proposals for 2021. Exciting times. And we as Esomar, you as the industry, we are one. So we need to highlight the importance of research in these challenging times. And last but not least, well, what a best opportunity that invite the whole industry, you, the voices, to the International Market Research Day celebrations. There are now a week of celebrations. We are kicking off on Monday, the 3rd of May, and closing this rally of activities on the 7th of May. There are so many activities, Kim, that I cannot describe you all of them, but Esomar is collating a list of all these activities and highlights in our website. So I invite you, I invite the whole industry to visit our website in the upcoming days.
Thanks, Alfonso. And indeed, I've actually had a chance to check out the webpage IMRD21, so esmo.org/IMRD21. And indeed, the amount of stuff that's on there is incredible. And it's really a testament to all of the 20 plus national and global associations supporting this initiative. So Alfonso, as always, short and sweet, but lots to say. So thank you so much for those updates. And looking forward to seeing lots of you submitting so that we have a very challenging time for our selection committees.
Indeed. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks, Alfonso. And we're now joined by our Government Affairs and Professional Standards team, which is here to update us on the EPrivacy Regulation, an important piece of legislation going through the European corridors of power. And Claudio is here to tell us a little bit more about that. Claudio, thank you for joining us on Esomar Update. Can you tell us a little bit about EPrivacy and where is Esomar with regards to its activities on this topic?
Thanks, Kim. Absolutely. So as we all know, in February, the latest version of the privacy regulation has been released. And since then, Esomar has been spearheading this coalition composed by the main players of the digital ecosystem to make sure that all your interests are correctly represented toward lawmaker and that the entire legislative process does not hinder your interests as well. We identified 3 main articles, which we are currently discussing with you, which are Articles 6, 8, and 10 of the privacy regulation. Currently, we are in the latest stage of the draft for our position statement. We are only waiting for all the main players, for all the members of the coalition to agree on the text and confirm that they are happy to co-sign the document, which hopefully will be ready within the end of the month, and we'll be able to submit it within the end of the month. So we are really ready, and we'll make sure that all your interests are properly represented toward lawmakers.
Thanks, Claudio. I mean, that's really good and precise update. So I hope that you heard that we're really working hard to defend your interests in Brussels. If you have any questions, you can always reach Claudio or myself at publicaffairs@esomar.org. And we look forward to hearing any comments or feedback that you may have on this particular dossier. Claudio, thanks so much for joining us and giving us this information. It's really timely. And looking forward to seeing you again on one of our next Esomar updates.
Thank you very much, Kim.
Ray, welcome to Esomar News. I'd love to tell you to tell us more about Esomar, about Esomar's kind of participation in the client survey, and also what the client survey is in the first place. Can you tell us a bit more?
Absolutely, and thanks for welcoming me, Kim. So the client survey is, as it says, it's all about the client perspective of the research industry. What is happening? What are the trends? And we ran a wave of this study last year, and it produced a number of very interesting findings in very strange times, of course. One of them was that nearly 50% of all the research projects that are conducted by clients are conducted internally, which means to a large extent they're invisible for some of our normal figures and our normal way of looking at what's going on. And that was quite interesting, and we looked at why that was happening, and it was to do with things like being agile and integrating data and wanting to democratize things, and all of those changes being enabled by this rising platforms. And we had about 800 responses from clients right around the world, and that's because we worked as a really big collection of partnerships. So Esomar, NewMR, Confirm It, the Insights Association, the Research Society from Australia, MOA from Netherlands, the Irish Association, the Japanese Association. Working together, we can just do a much better job And now we're in field with wave 2 of the study.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit more about this wave 2? And also, maybe for those who aren't familiar with our industry, who do you define as a client?
It's really difficult. And it's one of those, who is a client is one of those questions that's going to keep changing. So we have defined it for this study as, does your organization buy and use research supplied by research organizations? But there are lots and lots of organizations who both buy and sell. The biggest ones, of course, are companies like Google and Facebook, who are both big buyers and big sellers of insights information. So we're trying to throw the net widely to everybody who is a much bigger buyer than they are seller. Because even classic organizations like Insights, like Kantar, like Ipsos, like GfK will be buying some research. So we're trying to look for the people who mostly buy and don't mostly sell, and looking at what are the patterns going on in the data, what are the changes, what are their priorities. One of the very interesting questions this time round is, what are your top 3 priorities as an insights team and department? And I think people are going to be slightly surprised at some of the things that score very lowly on that.
Interesting. And so, Ray, for those who are interested in finding out the results of the users and buyer report, when will it come out, and where will they be able to catch it?
Well, it's going to come out. We're in field. We're in the first week of field work at the moment, and at the moment only the partners are in field. Esomar will go into field next week. We're anticipating being in field for about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Then we have got a couple of weeks of analysis and report writing, and then there will be a couple of weeks of creating sort of a finished product. So in about 5 or 6 weeks, I would hope that we would have the report. Everybody who takes part in the study gets a copy of the report. And then we will make that available more widely through the Esomar website and through all of the partners. They will have an opportunity. But also individual partners. I'm going to give a shout out for PUMA, so I don't know if they pronounce it as Puma, one of our partners in Germany. They will create their own report which focuses specifically on the data from their members and organizations and contrasts that with other responses in Germany and other global responses. So there'll be lots of subsidiary or alternative reports focusing on regions, focusing on organizations and so on, to see what differences there are.
Fantastic. Ray, thanks so much for spending some time with us. And so you've heard it, in about 6 weeks, we have a new report looking at users and buyers of market research. Ray, thank you for joining us, and looking forward to having you back to talk to us a little bit about the results that will come out from this fieldwork.
Okay, thanks, Kim. Bye for now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our member focus segment of the Esomar updates. My name is Valentina and I'm part of the member relation team, and today I have the pleasure to be joined by Jonathan Lay, Senior Account Director at Dyneta. Hi Jonathan, welcome and thanks for being here with us. Could you please briefly introduce yourself and tell what you do in the industry?
Right. Hi, Valentina. Very nice to be here today. I'm Jonathan, as she has mentioned. So I work with Dyneta. So for those who do not really know about Dyneta, we are the first-party data provider. We have the largest reach in terms of opt-in members. So that helps our client who want to do online survey. Right. So over the years, Dyneta has been acquiring different solutions, building a suite of complete market research solutions for different clients. So in my line of job here in Singapore, I work with Southeast Asia clients, right? So spanning from Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, right? So we talk to them and try to advise them what would be the best way to do online survey, right?
Oh, very nice, thanks. And what is one of the recent insights that you wanted to share with the world?
Right. I guess one of the insight, as we all know, based on last year, 2020, a lot of clients, a lot of research agency, has been forced, right, to move their project from the typical offline to online. So that's our space, and that's where we see a lot of conversations with different clients, teaching them, educating them. It's like what would be the best practice. And one of the things that a lot of clients probably forget is that when you are doing an online survey, there is no interviewer prompting and probing. So that is very important to keep in mind, because how we structure the question, how we structure the answer option dictates how the respondent will probably answer, right? So that is, for me, one of the very key things that we are constantly having this type of conversation with different types of clients.
Thanks, Jonathan. And talking about 2020, it was a tough year indeed. And what are you looking forward to this year, to 2021?
Well, Valentina, just before we start this recording, I hope to visit where you are in Netherlands, and you hope to visit where I am here in Singapore. So I guess everybody, while we have, it's a pleasure in a sense whereby we can stay at home, stay with our loved ones, staying healthy. That's very important. That's very lovely. But then again, it's like I guess in a way, it's like during 2020 and even now, like Singapore has been sort of having COVID under control a lot, right? So, but that does not mean that we can open our borders yet, because the rest of the country, the region is not where we want to be. Therefore, I guess 2021, I hope we see more collaboration from one another, and that will really help us to slowly return life to normal, to be able to travel, for you to come over to have our chicken rice, our chili crab, right?
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, yes, please. If you are here, let's do something great.
Sure. And can I ask you, how is researching be conducting in Singapore at this time during the COVID period?
Right. So during COVID period, there is a lot of safe management being put in place. Of course, the distancing in Singapore is one meter apart, right? So we have to wear our face mask every time we are out. That means to say that face-to-face interview is a little bit difficult, right? Especially number one is that there could be this trust deficit. So if a stranger approach me and want to talk to me, my first thing is like, why is he talking to me? That's the normal response has responded. Then now the second thing is that, is he COVID, or that sorts of things. So it's very challenging, right, for the offline methodology to work. I do hear of a couple of struggle from different offline research agency, so they are also looking at ways how they can evolve. I would think that 2021 is a time for agency who may have struggled and probably evolve to a different and help client in a different channel, in a different way. So then again, that plays to online platform, online research, where I'm very thankful, and it's a blessing to be in this industry.
True.
Yeah.
And I have one final question for you. It's about Singapore. What
Sure.
is one thing that people should do or see in your country?
Oh, right. I guess we have talked about food. If you are here, you have to eat, I guess.
It's always about food.
Yeah, it's always about food. That's I guess in all the country, when you visit, it's all about food, right? So in Singapore, it's no different. There is things like the char kway teow, stir fry noodles, the chicken rice that is world famous, chili crab. Gordon Ramsay was doing that here. There's really a lot of food, even dessert. there's a very local flavored dessert like ice kacang, things like this. So if you are here, the food is one thing. Then the second thing is Marina Bay Sand.
Yeah.
So Marina Bay Sand is globally famous partly because of the F1 that happens in Singapore for the past, I think, 7-8 years. Fingers crossed, I am F1 fan. Hopefully that can be back this year. Without spectator, that will be a really big positive.
Yeah. We really hope that that life can go back to normal. We can travel, visit Singapore, eat rice noodle, and watch the Formula One.
Exactly. So sometimes when I do business travel, especially when we are tired, we are like, this economy seat is so small, it's so cramped. Right now, you give me a small cramped seat on a plane, to anywhere. Let's do it.
True. Like it's true that COVID makes us appreciate what we have, and also the little things. That's the only positive side of this pandemic, actually.
Yeah, definitely. All the small things that we have taken for granted. And also, for me, one of the key things is that there was this report in Singapore a couple months back that 2020 have seen their largest donation to charity here in Singapore. Right? That is very nice to see because at least we know that, people are helping where they can, because there's a pocket of needy which we don't really see, on the news, on different publication. So again, it's like really a chance for people to step up and provide help, and not waiting, for example, for different authorities or I'm waiting for someone else. So so that is very good to see. It's very heartwarming, I would say.
Yeah, indeed. And thank you so much, Jonathan. It was a pleasure to stay with you here, to have our interview. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see each other very, very soon.
Yes, we hope to see each other in person very soon.
Yes, in person.
Thanks, Valentina.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.